Today is the 26th of January, 2010. We are at the terrace at Beaverwick, 41 Beaverwick Lane, Slingerlands, New York. My name is Wayne Clark. I'm with the New York State Military Museum and Veterans Research Center in Saratoga Springs, New York. Ma'am, for the record, would you please state your full name and your date and place of birth, please?
Louise Wilson, Saunders.
All right.
Albany, New York,
Mm-hmm.
1930.
All right. And did you attend school in
Yes.
Albany? All right. And what year did you graduate from high school?
1948.
And you went on to college.
Yes.
All right. And your brother was in World War II,
Yes.
and his full name was?
George Gordon Wilson.
All right. And before we get to your brother, during World War II, you were a student,
Yes.
high school student. Do you remember what it was like during World War II? First of all, do you remember anything about the attack on Pearl Harbor?
Yes, I do.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that we did things in school,
Mm-hmm.
duck and cover type
Okay.
of thing. And I can remember going to the market with my mother and father who were from Scotland.
Mm-hmm.
And my mother couldn't buy the things that she wanted
Mm-hmm.
to buy because the stores were not shipping things, especially from Scotland.
I see.
Yeah.
Did your father have an automobile?
Did my father?
Did your father have a car?
Yes, he did.
And
My father was an electrical contractor,
mm-hmm.
and he met my mother here
Mm-hmm.
in Waterville, and he was the electrical work
Mm-hmm.
here.
Did he have any problem getting gasoline during the war? I know they rationed gas and tires, etc.
No, I don't remember that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
I remember he had a black Chevrolet.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And did you participate in any of the war effort as far as like scrap metal drives for school or collecting
No.
newspapers or
No.
anything? Okay. Did you belong to any scouting organizations like the Girl Scouts?
Yes, I did.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
But I can't remember doing anything particularly for them
Okay.
as far as the war was concerned.
Mm-hmm. Now, your older brother went into the service. His name was George,
Yeah.
and I see he was an officer. Do you want to hold his picture up? I can zoom in. Okay, I'm getting a little bit of a glare. Yep, that's perfect, just like that. Okay. Now, did your brother graduate from college or go to college?
No, he was going to, I believe it tells you in there, he graduated from Albany High School with honors.
Mm-hmm.
And he worked for, he was manager when he got out of school. He was manager of the trading port.
Mm-hmm.
And
He was about 14 years older than you?
yes.
Okay.
And then he went into the service and he wanted to go into the Marines, but he had flat feet and he couldn't hear, so he had to go into the Army. And he had intended to go to college when he got out of the service. He was going to be a Presbyterian minister.
Mm-hmm. Okay. When he went into the service, do you know whereabouts he went, the first post he went to?
Oregon was one of his
All right.
posts.
Okay. And when he went overseas, well, do you know, did he go to officer candidate school?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, okay. And he graduated, and he was a lieutenant. And do you know where he was shipped? Was he shipped overseas? And
Well, as far as I can kind of figure out, he was shipped to Italy
okay,
because that's where he was demised.
okay. Do you recall when he went overseas? What year it was? Do you recall what year it was he went overseas?
No,
Okay. All right. And when he went overseas, did you write to him often?
oh yes. I believe it tells you in there how he sent, I wrote to him and he sent the letters back corrected.
Okay. All right. And what was his job specialty as an officer? Was he an infantry officer?
Yes,
He was infantry.
yes.
Okay. And do you recall when he died? What month and year that was?
June.
That was June of what year was that? Let's see. Yeah, I've got the clippings, but it doesn't state
Yeah,
the year.
the clippings are rather,
Mhm.
they've
Okay.
kept so very long.
Do you recall if it was probably 1944 or 1945?
In that year, in that
Okay.
area.
Was it close to the end of the war?
That's a very good question.
Actually, this might help me. I'm just looking at his Purple Heart Award, and okay, your brother was with the 5th Army, and the date of action when he passed was 12 January of 1945, and he was a first lieutenant,
Yes,
and he was also married,
yes,
and his wife was named Hilda.
yes.
Okay. Did he have any children?
No,
No? Okay. All right. And he was killed in Italy.
yes.
Okay. And that must have been very devastating for you and your parents?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
All right. And
Because it was our only son.
mm-hmm. Okay. Now, was he buried overseas?
No, he's buried in Memories Garden.
Okay.
but it took a, I remember something that kind of startles me now. They come right back
Mm-hmm.
now.
Yes.
When when the men were killed, they were shipped right back.
Okay.
My mother and father waited
Mm-hmm.
a long time.
Yes. Okay. Probably they waited till the end of the war?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And is there anything that you'd like to talk about? Any remembrances of him? Anything specifically? Things he may have told you that you'd like to include in the interview? Did,
he was very much like a father.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did he participate in sports in high school?
Did he play sports? Not that I remember.
Okay.
No.
Did he have any hobbies that you can recall?
Well, he was very, very into the trading port,
Mm-hmm.
into the manager of the trading port.
Okay.
And he shopped for my mother from the port and
Mm-hmm.
and things like that. But I don't remember him engaging in any. He bowled
Uh-huh.
and he did have a girlfriend, not Hilda. Hilda, they met at an officers' club in Oregon.
Oh, okay. So she was from Oregon?
Yes, she was.
Okay.
She owned a beauty shop, and they met,
Mm-hmm.
and her middle name, if I'm not mistaken, is Louisa.
Okay.
That's how he met her, because his mother's name and my name was Louisa, and
Mhm.
that's why he did.
Okay. Do you know if she's still living?
No, I do not.
Okay.
Yeah, this is not a very, very nice thing to say, but the medal was given to her,
Mm-hmm.
and she sent it to my mother and father
Mm-hmm.
to see, and my mother wouldn't send it back.
Oh.
Oh,
Okay.
so that is why I have them.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. And do you want to hold those medals up and I can zoom in on them with the camera? Okay. Can you just tilt it up a little bit? Okay. And yeah, so I can zoom right in on it. Maybe if you hold it like that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that works. And that's the Distinguished Service Cross he received. And, all right. And that's it. I noticed it's engraved with his name on the back of it. And do you want to hold up the Purple Heart too? Okay, and that's his Purple Heart. Okay, I got them. Okay, you set them down. You also have the flag that was draped on his casket?
Yeah.
Okay, do you want to just pull that out? And you don't have to unfurl it, but if you want to just hold it up. Okay. Okay. All right. You can set that down. Now I notice there's something else in that bag. Is that his commission? His officer's commission? Okay. If you can hold it back, if it's too close, I can't zoom in on it. Okay. Okay. Do you want me to read that? I can read that. Oops. And this document says, in grateful memory of First Lieutenant George G. Wilson, AS number 013-11577, who died in the service of his country in the North African area, June 25th, 1944. He stands in the unbroken line of patriots who have dared to die that freedom might live and grow and increase its blessings. Freedom lives, and through it he lives, in a way that humbles the undertakings of most men. And it's signed by Franklin D. Roosevelt, President of the United States of America.
Yeah, this is just a Purple Heart.
Okay. Do you want to hold that up in front of you, and I can zoom right in on that? Okay. Okay, I've got that. Okay. And if you want to just hold up some of these newspaper clippings, maybe that one with his photograph on it, I can zoom in on that. Just bring it back to you a little more. All right, I got it. Okay. All right. Do you have anything else? Okay. Just more of the
I think this is
basically clippings of.
That's how old they are.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And I'll make some copies of those, and we'll include them in his file. All right. And okay. Are there any other remembrances of him? Anything you'd like to add to the interview?
Well, as I said, because he was 14 years older than I, he treated me, like a kid,
Mm-hmm.
and
Sure.
and he took me places, and he had a girlfriend, Ruth,
Mm-hmm.
and he would take her, and he would take her places.
Now, Ruth was from Albany, too?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you recall her last name?
And pardon?
Do you recall her last name?
No.
No?
No, I don't.
Did your brother have a car back then?
Did my father have
No, your brother, did he have a car?
Yes, he did.
He had one, too?
It was actually the black Chevrolet was his.
Okay. Now, did your brother live at home with you? You were?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, he did.
Okay.
Yes, he lived at home until he went in the service.
Mm-hmm.
And
Did you have any other family members in the service?
no,
No?
I only had one other sister.
Mm-hmm.
There
Okay.
was just the three of us.
Okay.
And he would, when he took anyone, what I'm trying to say, I guess, he included me
Mm-hmm.
when he
When
I
he
was-
when he went
I
out to
was
different
telling
places
my,
or trips?
my daughter, when he took Ruth, it was kind of silly, my daughter left, when he took Ruth to look for a Christmas tree, of course
Mhm.
he took me too, and she had kind of a lisp a little bit, and she wanted a balsam
Mm-hmm.
tree,
Yes.
and she would keep saying to him, "Is that a balsam, George? Is that a balsam, George?" I can remember her keep saying, "Yes, yes, that's a balsam." And I told my daughter that one time, and she was repeating it, and she thought it was kind of funny.
Now, what kind of work did you do? Were you a teacher?
Yes.
All right. And where did you go to college?
Well, I went to St. Rose a
Uh-huh.
lot, and I also went to I can't think of it.
Did you go to one of the New York State Teachers
Yeah,
Colleges?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Did you go here in Albany or somewhere else?
yeah, in Albany, in Schenectady,
Mm-hmm.
and I taught for 30 years.
What year did you retire?
Well, I retired, been here 10 years,
Okay.
and I retired
Oh, that if you don't remember that, that's fine. That's okay.
yeah, I, as I said, I taught for 30 years, and then I pretty much came here
Okay.
after that.
Whereabouts did you teach?
At Guilderland.
Oh, Guilderland. Okay.
Yes,
And what grades did you teach?
3rd and 4th,
Okay.
yeah,
All right.
in best years of my life.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Now, you mentioned a daughter. How many children do you have?
I have two.
Two?
A daughter in Boston, family
Uh-huh.
in Boston. She's an attorney,
Oh.
and she and her husband own their own firm, and they have one child.
Mm-hmm.
And my daughter that lives here, she lives in McGowanville, she taught also,
Okay.
and then she gave it up, and she is very, very involved in the Empire State Youth Orchestra.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because her youngest daughter played in the youth orchestra for a long time.
Mm-hmm. Now, is your husband still living, or is he deceased?
No,
Okay.
He
And what,
died very young,
okay. And what was his name?
yeah. And he was in the service.
Okay.
He was in the service. In fact, I have a picture of him on the boat coming back home. He was not in combat.
Okay. Was he in during World War II or the Korean War?
No. And I have a picture of him with MacArthur.
Okay.
When the war was over, MacArthur had goings with Japan,
Okay.
and he was on the boat with General MacArthur.
Okay. And what was your husband's name?
Arthur.
Arthur. Okay. All right. Is there anything else you'd like to talk about? Or did we cover everything?
No, it seems a long time.
Sure.
These, probably you say, and these are all going to my grandson,
Mm-hmm. Okay. As they should.
who is 10
Mm-hmm.
at this time.
Mm-hmm.
And
And what's his name?
my girls,
What's your grandson's name?
Ryan
Ryan?
McCann,
Okay.
real Irishman. When my youngest granddaughter was studying World War II,
Mm-hmm.
in the 4th or 5th grade, I think, she took all of this. That's why the flag is not folded the way it should be. She took it, and the kids,
Mhm.
you know.
Well, if you'd like, I can fold that flag the way it should be in the triangle. I can do that for you if you'd like after the interview.
Yes, because it's not folded
Mhm.
correctly.
Okay.
And she wrote a paper on all this, and she got an A.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I don't know. I say this is going to my grandson. I don't know what else to do with it.
Mhm. Okay. Well, it should stay in the family.
Well, because someday, perhaps, they will study the
Mhm.
different wars.
Sure.
There
Yes.
are so many now that they will study too.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your interview.
Well, thank you for the service.